During the Second Wizarding War, Hermione Granger used a memory charm on her parents. But was this the only way to protect them? Was the spell permanent? What exactly happens to Hermione's parents after the war? I'm going to answer all of those questions factually in today's video. During the war, attempts on Harry Potter's life were to be expected at all times, even on a daily basis. All efforts were being made to protect the boy who lived. Few people were trusted, and the Dark Lord grew more and more frustrated. There had been several opportunities beforehand in which he had let Harry slip through his fingers. The connection between Voldemort and Harry favoured both wizards just as much as it proved a disadvantage. It allowed Harry to have a clearer insight when it came to hunting Horcruxes, and it also showed Voldemort that Harry was a lot stronger spirited than he once believed, leading him not to underestimate the boy. However, it also showed the Dark Lord just how much Harry cared for his friends, something he considered a weakness, and also something he was going to use to his own advantage. Voldemort knew just how easy it was to lure Harry to the Ministry with the false vision he implanted in Harry's mind of Sirius Black being tortured. Therefore, the best way to Harry was simply through his heart. Anyone and everyone who had a remote connection to Harry was now under potential threat. What made matters worse is that with the Ministry now under Death Eater control, all of Harry's family and friends' information was available to Voldemort and his Death Eaters at their own convenience. Not everyone could be protected to the same degree as Harry was, constantly in hiding, losing more and more people along the way. He bore witness to Cedric Diggory's death. He lost his godfather in Sirius Black. One of his protectors, Alistair Moody, was also killed while trying to protect him. At least those of magical ability could put up some sort of defense. However, those of non-magical stature, like Harry's Aunt Petunia, Uncle Vernon, and Cousin Dudley, were at huge risk of being captured and tortured in order to bring the boy out of hiding. Harry seemed to do what most would believe is the right thing, instructing his family to leave and get as far away as possible, for his sake and their own. It wasn't exactly heartbreaking for the Dursleys to leave Harry, but more so to leave their own home. Hermione Granger, alongside Ron Weasley, is Harry's closest friend. She is a known ally of his amongst Death Eaters and Ministry officials, and is also on the undesirables list. As I've said, anyone that Hermione holds dear is a connection to Harry, and therefore a way to Harry. For their own protection, Hermione kept her parents outside the circle when it came to what was truly happening in the wizarding world. They knew that times weren't so bright, but nowhere near to the extent it actually was. Hermione, fearful of giving them too much knowledge too soon on recent events in comparison to the Dursleys, who were kept in a much better light, decided that the only way she could be sure her parents would be safe was to use a false memory charm. Now, this is not to be confused with the Obliviate memory charm, which erases all of a person's memory without the possibility of returning the memory to that person. It's this spell in which we can recall why Dumbledore wanted to expose Gilderoy Lockhart for erasing two of his friends' memories. And the Deathly Hallows movie creates a very confusing and inaccurate picture as we see Hermione utter the word Obliviate on her parents, which is not actually the false memory charm. Therefore, for those who have only seen the movie and not actually read the book, always ask, what ever happened with Hermione and her parents? Did she ever see them again? Did they ever get their memories back? So let's completely clear it up. Hermione used a false memory charm. This is a spell that allows her to implant a false memory in her parents' minds, making them believe that they are different people than who they actually are. After executing the spell, Mr. and Mrs. Granger believed that they were Wendell and Monica Wilkins, who wanted to go and live in Australia. As far as it seems, the Grangers did indeed move to Australia and had no idea who Hermione was, nor the fact that they ever had a daughter. However, the spell is reversible, and after the war was over, Hermione did track her parents' location and returned their natural memories to them. It's not established exactly how long she waited before she did so, but knowing the cautious person she is, I personally believe that she waited quite some time for everything to settle first. In conclusion, Hermione's parents' memories were not permanently erased. It was a temporary spell and she reconnected with them, and yes, Mr. and Mrs. Granger did indeed meet their grandchildren and were involved in their lives. And that is all for today's video, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel if it is your first time watching. And if you're a fan of the channel and feel like you'd like to contribute, my restructured Patreon account is up and running. And in exchange for your contribution of a minimum of $1 a month, there are many rewards you can receive, like suggesting one of my upcoming videos, exclusive Patreon only videos for you to watch, and even one-to-one Skype calls where we can hang out and talk everything Harry Potter or anything in general. So please make sure to check out some of my other videos on the left hand side of the screen. My second channel, Game of Thrones Lore, is on the right hand side of the screen. And if you want to check out some merch, I've got a merch store on the bottom right, or you can click the link in the description below. Thanks again everyone, and I hope you all have a great day.